Hey everyone, this is Sajin with IP Architects. Just a quick video showing you how to install Winbox on a Linux system. Specifically here I'm using Ubuntu 2004. This is partly for me just so I have a quick way of doing it cleanly in my home directory, but there's also a lot of people out there that want to use Linux or in the networking space, work with MikroTik, and they don't quite know how to get it all integrated with their panel in their launcher. Like, we just want to be able to type in router OS or MikroTik or something and have it show up in our application search, as well as be able to favorite it in our panel. So getting it all nicely integrated, it's not a whole lot of work, but a lot of times I found myself just downloading Winbox in my downloads directory, and then it just lived there forever. That's where it just always ran out of, which obviously isn't clean. It's not permanent if we're trying to, set up a workstation for longevity. So just a quick little script, and I'll show you how it works if we just download the zip file. This is on GitHub. We download the zip file, go into our downloads directory, and we unzip that. You'll see that we really end up with a bunch of icons, a bunch of PNG files, and these icons actually came from this other repository that I've linked to in the README file. So those icons, I don't know the origin, but they're Winbox and they look nice and they come in different sizes. So we've got a bunch of icons and then just a quick little script here to install Winbox. So if I cd into this directory, and there's everything we got. And just to show you right now, before I do anything with it, right now if I search for Winbox or MikroTik, I get no Winbox logo here or icon to launch Winbox. So if I just run this and I just say install Winbox, it's going to ask me for my sudo password. It'll go and download the latest version of Winbox 64-bit, do everything that needs to be done, and then if we give the indexer just a couple of seconds, and I type in Winbox, there it is. So it comes up for Winbox, I can type in MikroTik, router, and I can launch that pretty quickly. There it is. I can add it, remove it from my favorites, window management, and it works really good. It's Winbox at the end of the day. So simple as that. You can download the script and do it yourself. It works just fine on, and it should work fine on any GNOME, at least GNOME-based distributions. Let's just dive into the script and you can kind of see what we're doing here and get a little more comfort. So the first thing, we're installing a couple of packages. So this does have apt kind of hard-coded in here. If you're running Fedora, you can just change this to DNF and it should work just fine. Winbox is a Windows utility, so we need wine. wget curl you probably already have on your system. In fact, we don't really even need curl in this script anymore. I should probably edit that. Next, we create a couple of directories. These first two are not really standards. They're my personal preference. I have a lot of self-contained, single executable applications like this, right? This is ultimately just a .exe file that we're launching. But in the Linux world, we also have these app image files that are becoming more popular. So I need a place to put those that's not my downloads folder, that's organized. So this exe directory inside of my .local is just a place that I've found to be comfortable dumping everything into. So that's where that's going to go. And then I have a bin directory. This is where I have all my executables, my scripts, and things like that. And I can then put this directory in my path. So from a terminal, I can just launch whatever's in there pretty easily. The next two directories are standards, so this kind of just has to be this. Local share applications, this is where the actual launcher files go, the .desktop files, which we'll make in a second. And then we have a local version of the high color icon set. High color is kind of the fallback icon set for GNOME systems. So if the system theme you're using does not have, the icon set you're using does not have a Winbox icon, it'll fall back and look for an icon to use inside of here. Which of course, even by default, doesn't have any Winbox icon. We're going to put it there because those icons were part of the download. First thing, we want to get the actual exe file. So MikroTik's awesome. They have this permanent link that you can just memorize, and it will always have the latest version of the Winbox exe. So we're going to wget that and output that into that exe directory that we made earlier, and then it'll just be available at winbox64.exe. Next, we'll take all of our icons that we downloaded and put them in the correct directories. So the way GNOME themes work is, you have the theme name, then you have a directory for every single size, right? So there's like 64 by 64, 128 by 128, blah, blah, blah. So we're just going to take all the icons that we have and put them into the correct directories for all the different sizes. That way the icon exists across all resolutions. And then next, we're going to make that .desktop file, that launcher, and we're going to put that in share applications Winbox.desktop. So we're just echoing out line by line what that file is. It's not that big, so simple enough, but we're going to name it Winbox. Has a generic name and comment of, router.os config utility. And then this is what it actually executes. So when you launch this launcher, whether you click the icon in the panel or you search for it and launch it from the launcher, when you launch this is what it's going to execute. So in our home directory, we are going to have a shell file, which doesn't exist just yet, but it's going to be in that bin file. And then here's, we give it the icon name we want it to use, a couple of standard stuff, categories and keyword. So now this little file that we're executing here when this launcher is launched doesn't exist, and we're just going to make that next. So it's just 2 lines, right? The first is just a shebang, and then we're basically giving a environment variable to wine to pretty up the fonts, and then we're just launching wine and giving it the exe that we downloaded that we want to launch. And these lines just end up in local bin Winbox. We make it executable, and that's it. So what's happening now is when we search for Winbox, this icon shows up based on the .desktop file we created. And then when I click on this, it's just launching that one line right here. And then we get Winbox. No problem. So if we wanted to uninstall this, just to undo everything that this script does, it's pretty clean. It's all within our home directory. Like I said, we just can remove the .desktop file. We can remove that executable. We can remove the exe that we downloaded, and then just remove all the icons. And honestly, that's it. You undo that, and that's how clean this is. Nothing crazy, all in the right spot. Yeah, that's it. The only thing that I might add to this repository, I might give this script a little update, just to have a flag in case somebody needs the 32-bit version. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or want to add to this, it's on GitHub. Feel free to make merge requests. But yeah, thanks guys.